I think one of the most iconic pictures was the picture from the moon. And when you look at that picture, you wonder why it was called the Earth and not the water.
Necker is this place that actually has incredible history in terms of driving big issues forward. The elders convened here. You know, we are walking in the footsteps of people like Nelson Mandela and Mary Robinson.
The energy of everyone here at Ultramarine Summit in 2020 was tremendous. I think starting off this new decade in this manner was so powerful.
We had all sorts of people at this event. We wanted to not just preach to the choir. It was very important to me that we have every group represented.
30 by 30 is 30% of the ocean should be protected by 2030.
75 years ago, my grandfather, Jacques Cousteau, co-invented scuba diving. It allowed people for the first time to swim freely in the ocean. From there, they invented underwater cameras and did documentaries that opened people's eyes to the wonder of 70% of our planet. My grandfather always said, we cannot protect what we don't love, and we cannot love what we don't know. So it starts at the fundamental elements of education and helping people understand opportunity.
I can absolutely assure you, and I think you're absolutely correct. We are in a very critical stage now concerning climate change, and we absolutely cannot afford to play politics with this crisis.
The time for talking is done. It's about action.
I feel right now like we're in a perfect storm in the world where we have nuclear threat, we have the degradation of our natural resources, and we have the erosion of social values. And I think all of those are so intertwined. And I feel like the only way we're ever going to be able to tackle those threats is if we figure out rapidly how to work collectively as human beings in the world.
What I would encourage, not only Ultramarine, but any other gathering of ocean folk is to make sure that you have everyone represented in the room. You have indigenous voices, you have people of color, you have youth. You need them all in the room at the same time because that's where you're going to get the best results.
I've had a passion for the ocean all my life. And that's what impresses me the most about this, is that people here are here with an objective. They're here to do something about it.
One of the things I was really looking forward to coming to Necker Island was the First Lady of Palau was on her way, and the reason why she was coming is that they created this beautiful, amazing thing called the Palau Pledge. And essentially, if you go to their country, they stamp your passport, and it says, I promise not to do anything bad to the environment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I will only leave the footprints that will wash away.
On a very local basis, we've had the government ministers over. One of them just handed me a bit of paper after listening to a talk saying, with 3 big ticks. One was, at the moment, anybody can fish on our reefs. They can spearfish on our reefs. They can create havoc on our reefs. He said, right, let's have no fishing on the reefs.
I'm not a career politician. My time in office will be very short. While I'm here, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll do everything I can to protect our environment. I want that to be my legacy, a pristine environment. He fought for the environment of the BVI.
They decided that they want to do it too. I mean, that is like the best possible outcome. And I think, when we talk about the Palau Pledge, BVI Pledge, as we move forward, well, why not continue and have an Earth Pledge? I think this is a step forward into an amazing future.
I think one of the things that really excites me about island nations is that they can be these true beacons for the world because they can change more rapidly and show that it can be done. And I think exciting things like what the government of Palau has done with the pledge is extraordinary. Or what Grenada just did in banning single-use plastics. So how do we use those examples and make them beacons in the world so that other countries will follow suit? And I think if we make them beacons, it's going to be hard for politicians to change those beacons.
It was a really great, huge success.
I've often said that there's not going to be a Superman of the oceans, but there is a Justice League, and all of us can be part of the Justice League.